patient Luke presented here on beginning of January for a consultation because of headaches from a post-concussion. And basically he was playing hockey back in October and took a really bad hit. Wasn't paying attention at all, didn't see it coming, immediately fell to the ice. And immediately he had head pain and he had trouble feeling his lower body. And in fact his dad had to carry him off the ice because he just couldn't walk at all.
Hi, my name is John Housey. This is Luke Housey. We were involved in a concussion playing hockey October 6th. From that concussion, contact to the head, went down the ice, lost all feeling in his legs. From there we rushed him to the emergency room. There for probably about 6 hours. His feeling finally came back into his legs probably about 4 hours into that. Pretty scary time in our lives. We then started therapy down at Children's in St. Paul, doing some vestibular motion work with his eyes for about a half hour, twice a week. After a few weeks of that, there was really no response that he was receiving or taking in. We then went to Gillette Hospital in St. Paul. He was admitted there for 10 days. Really what they're trying to focus on is that trying to get him to walk again. He couldn't walk for probably the first month and a half or so after this concussion. They ruled it obviously a severe concussion with injuries to his extremities. He was there for 10 days, was discharged mid-November, and then was going back for therapy probably 3 times a week for an hour at a time. Since November till about early I said late December, really didn't see any significant gains. Basically,
He wasn't able to read, he can't go to school, he can't watch TV, he couldn't listen to music. All he could do was sleep. Anytime he tried to do any activity at all, I mean, his head pain just got so much worse. And hockey was a sport of his choice, and he loved the game, but he was completely unable to play hockey. Couldn't even go to practice and watch. Just the noise, being in the arena was really just hurting his head.
That's when I reached out to a friend of mine who referred us to Dr. J. We started coming here in the first part of January. Truthfully, a little skeptical. Seeing some of the things he did that first day opened both of our eyes, mine and my wife's as well.
I explained, about functional neurology and about the imbalance technique and what we were going to try to do and how we were going to try to monitor his metabolic threshold so we could give him the best possible treatment. After probably
2-3 times at most, we've seen significant advancements already. By the 5th time, he was, I would say, probably 85 to 90% recovered. And we've seen it, I think, a total of 6 times, maybe 7, and he's at a point in time where he told me last week that he hasn't felt this good in some time. His headaches were at a 6 to an 8 on average for those 4 months. They've dropped down to a 2 significantly, and then now for 2 weeks now he's been headache-free.
So during the treatment, we followed the imbalance protocol. We did the category 1, and the whole time really monitoring his progress and monitoring his metabolic rate. One of the main things we found was just by turning his head back and forth like this was enough stimulation to actually exceed the metabolic rate that his nervous system could handle. So we had to be really careful at first, and we started building him up from his lower body, doing treatments down there. And eventually, after the 2nd treatment, he could actually handle some range of motion with his neck without exceeding his metabolic capacity. And we could eventually get to where we could actually adjust his neck.
So it's certainly been an eye-opening experience for us. And we certainly recommend if your child has a concussion out there that you certainly seek him out and see if he can help you as well.
He's back, he can play hockey, he can go back to school, he can watch TV, he can play with his friends, and he doesn't get those symptoms anymore.
Thank you, Dr. J, for helping me be able to play the sport I love again and to allow me to start dreaming again about hockey.
And basically this is an important injury because when you're dealing with the nervous system and you're dealing with the function, the important treatment aspect is to drive that nervous system, but within the metabolic capacity that he can handle. And this injury, it's just a severe case of anything else that you could ever have. whether it's vertigo, ringing in your ears, whether you have pain syndromes, whether you have problems with your stomach, whether you have headaches, double vision. It doesn't matter. All these are symptoms of the nervous system not functioning properly. And if you can do receptor-based treatment and drive those nervous systems, you can get them functioning a lot better. And that's what we've done here.